with it right. Here with who I started with, we something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 8, 26 plus 5. More bitches, 8 no central coast, mom and suicide. Only arsonist. I step in the booth and cast, I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music, I work hard at this.
That's right. We're back here on Chicano Street. Another Chicano reaction back on YouTube Landia. Hey, Raza, do me a favor, man. That's all I ask. You can hit that like button. If not, if you're a hater, a creep, a weirdo, predator, or anything else right on the internet, haters really primarily, hit the pinchy thumbs down. You got to pay to play one way or another, right? These are the series of uploads. If this is your cup of tea, we're going to react to everything and anything that's on the net. Why not? Because we're Chicanos, nos vale, no tenemos miedo de qué, güey. We don't hold back. And since you want a straightforward, direct answer, that's why you're tuned in. All right. So do me a favor, man. Just hit that pinche like. You can hit the share button. Here's another Chicano reaction. So here it is. So not to go or don't go to the Santa Fe Springs swap meet. That is the question. Doof, doof, doof. I do my own sound effects, cabrones. Gilbert. Anyways, this short right here that I uploaded, and I want to give credit where credit is due. Her name is Viva 310 Viva at Veva 310. Okay, on TikTok. This one right here has about 200,000 views on Instagram, and I think has the same amount of views in my shorts on YouTube. And it was a pretty controversial clip. Again, the controversy in the algorithm loves the controversy. It's going to pick up the controversy. You wonder why ice clips go viral, ripping kids away from their parents goes viral, and all this other stuff goes viral, right? Well, it's because it tugs at the heartstring, and that's where people get engaged in the comment section. And since you guys got engaged in the comment section on this clip on Instagram, it's got 200, almost 200,000 views. And the one on YouTube, I think was like at 100,000 already. And we got a couple thousand subscribers over to that. So I said, you know what? We're going to get that many views on it. This clip here is going to warrant its own reaction video. So anyways, long ass pinche intro, but I appreciate you guys for tapping in over to Chicano Tube. We're back here in the studio with yet another reaction. All right, let's go ahead and play this clip, gente. This is gonna be La Chicana ex Chola Viva 310, and that's on TikTok. Go ahead and subscribe over to her, right?
Ever been to Santa Fe Springs, sorry. Respond to that was no. And then she asked me, and I said, because that's not a place where that's not a place where I want to go. And the reason that I say this is because I always have this mentality. Gang members from different barrios to Santa Fe Springs. You know? There's always going to be one that's going to get out of pocket. There's always going to be one that's going to drink too much beer. And there's always going to be another one that's going to shit, you know? Shit might not crack inside Santa Fe Springs, but shit is going to crack in the pocket. That's the reason that I avoid going there. I have never been there, especially not at my age. I'm 50 years old. I'm going to go dance and make a fool out of myself. Because nowadays, everybody wants to just get, you know, nothing close to gang related, you know. It's gang related because I did that back in the days, the 90s, 80s, you know. I'm at that age where I need a girl and I need a fucking be a mother to my children, you know. I don't want to gang related. I don't want to dress gang related. And no, I don't be around people. I stay to myself. So I hope this answers your question. I have never been there. And I will never
Hey,
Have I ever been to Denver?
There it is. To go or not to go. All right. Now, don't get it twisted, gente. Going to these public places, obviously, it's kind of like going to a carnival, right? Or a fair or something like that. Yeah, there's always going to be bad apples. Yeah, there's always going to be maybe these little fist fights that happen. It doesn't take away the overall experience of what people are really trying to do. Go out there with their familias, take their kids out there, get on rides, and have a good time. So I'm not trying to detract anyone from going over to the Santa Fe Springs swap meet. If that's what you thought I was doing, no, absolutely not. But let's just keep this a buck, okay? As far as what she said, right? She's saying a lot of people go over to the Santa Fe Springs swap meet, okay? And she said a lot of people dress like cholos. You even got a lot of non-cholos that dress like cholos just because the cholo culture is back in style now. Okay, the whole cholo culture. I mean, people are trying to wear hush puppies again. Well, I think they discontinued those. They do have off-brand kind of people that make knockoff hush puppies, I think. People are trying to wear Charlie Browns. They're trying to wear brim hats. Those are actually, garments that at a certain time meant something, right? But now it's turned into a fashion trend. So people can use fashion. They have all the right to, right? But she's saying she's 50 years old. This Chicana right here. I think she's a Chicana. She's saying she's 50 years old. She's saying, for the sake, which is, I actually commend this, I praise this, for the sake of not having my children go and mimic the things that we do because that's what kids are going to do. That's what they're gonna do. And then they're gonna throw it back in your pinche cara. And they're gonna be like, but you, but you. That means you did this. I saw you do that. You took it to this places, etc. Right? They will hold you to it. They will be, your children will be your own judges ultimately at the end of the day. Okay. So if you want to dress gang related, which I've said this previously before, it got me some DMs. It got people's panties a little bit in a bunch because I had said that if you want to dress in 501s, Dickies, Pendletons, Carhartt, Staffords, and all this other clothing, which we know what that clothing is, and to each his own. That actually, to be honest with you, that's actually like some old man clothing. You know what I mean? Wearing the pants are sagging, Dickies and Pendletons and all that. Really old men were the ones that created that style. And it was actually the most affordable clothes that could be bought. So a lot of the raza just bought that because it was the most affordable clothes. It just happened to turn into a fashion trend. That's all it happened to do, from the pinche viejitos dressing like that to now the Chicanos dressing like that because it was the most affordable clothes, for it to turning into a fashion trend and something being very prideful, to turn into a street uniform. And now it's turned into a fad, a culture. Not really people wear it with meaning anymore. They wear it just because of the fucking selfie they're gonna take in the mirror or the video that they're gonna record at Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet, right? Aside that point, right? What I was getting to was, I've noticed in my own dealing with the community, right? I'm a community leader. You want to call me that? I don't, whatever. I don't care what you want to call me, but some people will say that because I've been mentoring youth now since 2010 for 16 years, involved in different facets in the community, different conferences and boards and all this other stuff, right? But anyways, I have noticed more than half the time, man, more than half the time, when the youngsters fall into the pits, the traps of that lifestyle, which is the cholo culture, which is a lot of tears, a lot of years, right? Behind the walls, or you just go straight to the cemetery, or you just catch a life sentence or a couple life sentences, right? That's if you're doing it correctly. And I'm not telling everyone, don't get that twisted when I say that, because I'm not encouraging anyone to do that. I'm just saying there is, in my generation, that was when the terms riders came out, and hitters and killers and all that stuff. Well, the only real riders that I knew all had life sentences, all had double digits. And so now people call themselves that in their names. They named themselves that Little Op Hunter. You know what I mean? Or Little Murder, right? Or Little Uzi, right? And there really is no record of that. But anyways, half of the time it's the children are doing exactly what the parents did. Okay. And when I see the parents and come to the hospital in a Pendleton, Brocha, 501s, Mijo, ¿qué pasó? And the son has 3, 4 bullets in his chest, and we're praying that the Lord pull him through. Um, it's it's heartbreaking to see. It's heartbreaking. Then the dad will jump back in the 48 Fleet Line Bomba and go back and kick it with his homies, I guess, or whatever. So that's what she means. This Chicana right here. This is what she means when she says, I don't want to dress gang related. I don't want to be around gang members. I don't want to look gang related anymore. That's wisdom. Now, what I just said, you can argue till you're pinchy blue in the face. Hey, have at it. Oh, Mikey, this, not Mikey, that. I'm not on the fence about this, gente. I'm not on the fence about this. What I mean, I'm not on the fence. I'm not 1 foot in and 1 foot out, man. And I believe the youngsters, when they hear me at my multiple groups that I have every single month where I mentor youngsters, they sense it as well. When I tell them real OGs are trying to take you out of the hood. Fake OGs are trying to put you on, and the shit that they say on the internet is trying to promote that life still. And they're supposed to be 50 years old, 60 years old. They're nothing but washed up, older heads, straight burnt out cats. There's a lot of those on the internet, right? We're not going to get into those right here, but it's a Chicano reaction right here. To go or not to go to the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet, go. But is there going to be people pushing issues? Yeah, absolutely. You know, it bugs me when it's people that, can't control their alcohol too. It's like they don't drink the alcohol drinks them or something. You know what I mean? And it's like they can't control their own alcohol. And I just don't know why, is what I tell the youngsters. If you really want to get it out of your system, well, come on down to the gym. We can put your hands on display. If you really want to get froggy, don't take that out to public events where people have their families out there. Okay? Because that's just not cool. It's not the thing to do. And then this is what the youngsters will say. The youngsters will be like, yeah, but you guys used to mess off parties. You guys used to light up, this. And I heard about the tragedy, the massacre and the shootings and all the parties that turned into bullet festivals. Okay, yeah. All right. The sad thing about it, and this is nothing to boast about. The sad thing about it is this is very tragic. Imagine having 4 or 5 your closest friends, and I'm talking about myself. This is my experience. Okay, the sad thing about it is, yeah, there was 4 or 5 of us slept at each other's houses. We're friends, to the casket drops, elementary school friends, and all of us had been shot. All of us have been doing that crazy fucking chaotic shit that we're trying to tell the youngsters is not the business. It's not cool. So you can rap about it, and don't do nothing really, have a track record of it. Do that instead and get your money. Use the internet, soak it up and milk it and wring the internet out. But you don't got to do what a lot of us did, because it's very unfortunate, right? We just had Ray on Chicano Street. He told his story, right? And it just reinforces the fact 4 or 5 of us, all of us had been there with gunshot wounds, and it's not cool at all, right? It's not cool, because stray bullets, there was no strays back in the day, but there's a lot of stray bullets now. There's a lot of innocent people that have nothing to do with nothing that are catching strays. So the homegirl Veva, the homegirl, I feel her right here, right? And I call her the homegirl, right? So she's saying that she's 50 years old. She's not going to think the same. 20s, 30s, 40s. She's 50 years old now. She's seen how the whole thing has changed and the whole thing has gotten watered down, which is good. I like it that it's watered down. I like it, right? Because watered down means less crime, means less people trying to go be Tony Montana, motherfucker, to the max, sit on a throne, and more people trying to get trades and jobs, etc. Right? But there are those isolated incidents, right, where you can go to the Santa Fe Spring swap meet and maybe see a pinchy a 10 on 10 or a 5 on 5. I don't know if that's happened lately, right? I've only seen videos of the place. Over here in San Ho, they do got the flea market, and at the flea market they got something called, what is it, the garden something, where it pops too. They put music. They're about to start. It's May. They're gonna start all the way till probably October. Every single weekend is gonna be popping over there. And it could be similar right there, right? Not everyone is there to have a good time. Some people, again, are acting tough. They want to act tough, just like the internet. They want to act tough, but don't pull up. They want to act tough, but don't want to put their gloves on. They want to act tough, make videos about vatos, but there's no pull up in them, right? Only thing they have in their DNA is chavala. That's it. So different times, right? But I feel what she's saying. And again, I thought it worthy because they got hundreds of thousands, 200 almost on Instagram, 100, I think, on YouTube on what she's saying. The comment section is absolutely lit up right here. It says, look, it says, as you get older, you prioritize health, safety, and well being. This is just one comment right here, right? From Annie. Let's just read your comment, Annie. You did it about 12 weeks ago. There's Annie's comment right there. And Annie says, as you get older, you prioritize your health, safety, and well being. That gang mentality is not working for anyone. It never has. Shout out to you, Annie. Shout out to you. And then other people are saying that she looks good for her age, 50, and there's maniacos commenting on there and all that other shit, right? It is what it is. It's the internet landia, you guys. But I thought it warranted its own video. Look, gente, the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet, go out there, support the vendors, right? Because most of them are raza. They're just trying to get a buck, okay? Go out there to the vendors, etc., and have a good time and enjoy it, right? Don't mind, don't trip. It's not the 90s anymore. If people see Charlie Browns, don't raise your antennas about it. Don't get froggy about it. Let people wear Dickies. Let people wear Charlie Browns. Let people have a good old time. You take care of you, your four, and no more. And don't be preoccupied with anyone else's business, because that's exactly what it is. It's just their business, and it's not yours. It's not mine. But you can drop a comment on the video, and just like you can drop a comment at the below on this video right here. Tell me what you think. Did I nail it? Am I spot on with Veva 310? And go and give her a follow. Okay, I don't know if she's on Instagram, but for sure she's on TikTok. It's Veva 310 or Vevo, VEV, or O. I don't know if I could have got that wrong. I thought it was Vevo, like Veronica. 310. Give her a follow on TikTok. You guys, I'm out. I'll catch you on the next Chicano reaction.